Welcome to Mike's Yoga channel and welcome to this Yoga for Beginners video. In this video we will be doing 10 yoga poses to feel your best. When you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's start by coming into our first pose, which will be an extended child's pose. So let's bring our knees as wide as the mat, letting the big toes touch behind you. From here, just walk your hands out long in front of you, letting the forehead rest in the mat. In this pose, we're really breathing into the shoulders, the back body, as well as the hips. And on your next exhale, let's shift forward. We'll come into our second pose, which is a high cobra. So let's stack the hands right underneath the shoulders, keeping the fingers spread wide. Extend the legs along behind you, keeping the legs together. And essentially we're just pushing ourselves up. Keep that core slightly engaged, really opening up your heart, opening up your chest. Make sure to breathe. And on your next exhale, let's shift it back. We'll come into all fours, coming into our third pose, which is a cat-cow. So again, let's stack our hands underneath our shoulders, fingers are spread wide, and let's stack the knees right underneath the hips. Tops of the feet are pushing into the mat here as well. And once we have this nice foundation, on your next inhale, let's drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine. Do one more, moving with your breath. And come back to center. Awesome job. Now from here, let's plant the hands, curl the toes, shift the hips up, coming into downward facing dog, our fourth pose. Again with the hands, let's keep the fingers spread wide. Hands are actively pushing into the mat. And initially, feel free to pedal out the feet here, really breathing into the back of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings. And then when you're ready, let's just find a nice neutral position. We'll hang out here for a couple breaths. And now from here on your next inhale, let's shift forward. We'll come into our fifth pose, which is a high plank. Nice little isometric pose here. So just come back to your breath. We'll be here for a few breaths. Feel the burn, embrace the burn. Halfway done. On your next exhale, release. Awesome job. Now from here, we'll come into our sixth pose, which is a seated forward fold. So let's take a seat and extend our legs out long in front of us, keeping the legs together, keeping the feet flexed towards you. From here, on your next inhale, bring the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, melt it forward, grabbing onto the toes or the feet if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You can just let your hands rest where they naturally fall. Again, in this pose, really breathing into the back of the legs. next exhale, mindfully release, roll it back up. Now from here we'll come into our 7th pose, which is a seated head to knee pose. So let's take a seat and let's start with our right leg. So let's extend our right leg out long and keep this right foot flexed towards you. Our left foot can just hug into our right thigh. Again, from here on your next inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that right leg, and then once again, melt it forward, breathing into the back of the right leg. And exhale, mindfully release, roll it up. We'll take that over to the other side. So extending our left leg long, keeping that left foot flexed towards you, hugging our right foot into our left thigh. On your next inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that left leg and then melt it forward, breathing into the back of that left leg. And exhale, mindfully release. Awesome job. Now from here, we'll come into yoga pose number 8, which is a wide-legged forward fold. So let's extend our legs out long, wide. Only bring your legs wide enough to a point where you don't feel any sort of pain or discomfort in the hips. If you are feeling any sort of pain or discomfort, that often means you've brought your legs out too wide. So if you are feeling that, you can just wiggle your feet closer together. And now from here, just bring your hands out in front of you, keeping both feet flexed towards you here, breathing into the back of both legs. And exhale, mindfully release. Now from here we'll come into our 9th pose, which is a deer pose. It is often commonly referred to as a 90-90 stretch. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating 2 90-degree angles in our legs. So let's start with our right leg in front of us, right knee in line with the right hip, 90-degree angle in the leg, right foot is flexed. And let's bring our left leg behind us, so left knee in line with the left hip, 90-degree angle in the leg, left foot is flexed. Hands can just rest by your sides. You can stay up on the fingertips. Make yourself nice and tall. Breathe. You should definitely feel a nice stretch in the hips here. Exhale, mindfully release. We'll just take that over to the other side. So let's bring our left leg in front of us, our right leg behind us. Once again, left knee in line with the left hip, 90-degree angle, left foot is flexed, right knee in line with the right hip, 90-degree angle, right foot is flexed. Hands resting by your side, sit up nice and tall. And on your next exhale, mindfully release. We'll finish up with the hips. So now from here in our 10th pose, let's come into a reclined butterfly pose. So let's make our way onto our backs. And now from here, simply bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees open up wide, just letting the hips open up naturally. A couple options with the hands, they can rest by your sides, or you can have one hand on the belly, the other one on the heart. I encourage you to close your eyes here and just come back to your breath. I encourage you to stay here, or if you're ready to go, on your next exhale, we can rock up coming into a seated position of your choice. Awesome job, you guys. Wherever you are, let's bring your hands together at our heart. Thank you all so much for sharing your time and your energy with me today. I encourage you to practice these poses every single day to really feel your best. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. From here, let's bring your hands up to our third eye. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so much. Namaste.